Go. Welcome everybody to the channel. Coming to you on the charts with Zebec. Want to give you an update on Zebec. Zebec is up today 0.60%, sitting at a price of 0.00202. And I've got to where lately I've been bringing out scripts, writing scripts, and on what I cover to make sure I cover everything on these updates. So I'll be kind of reading from my script here, and just follow along with me on the chart if you would. And something very important is happening on the chart for Zebec. Right now, the market is sitting at a level that could decide whether this coin breaks out for a major rally or drops into another major correction. Because the structure forming right now is one of the most explosive patterns in technical analysis. And once this breaks, the move could happen very fast. So today we're going to break down the Zebec 4-hour chart, the key support and resistance levels, and exactly what traders should be watching for next. First, we're going to cover the market context. Over the past few weeks, we've seen a lot of volatility across the crypto market. Some altcoins have had big pumps, but many are still struggling to maintain bullish momentum. Zebec Network is a great example of this. Earlier, we saw a strong rally pushing the price all the way up towards 0.00225. But after that move, the market started to slow down. And now price is entering a critical consolidation phase. This is where markets usually decide their next major direction. So now we're going to cover the trend structure. If we zoom out and look at the price action, something interesting appears. The market is currently forming lower highs. Every time price tries to push higher, sellers step in sooner. This tells us that supply is starting to build above the market. But at the same time, price is not collapsing either. Instead, it keeps bouncing off the same support level. Excuse me. And this creates a tightening structure that traders call price compression. And when compression builds long enough, the breakout move can be very aggressive. So we're going to talk about now, we're going to cover some key resistance levels. Now let's talk about the resistance levels that bulls must break. The first major resistance level sits around 0.00210. This area has rejected price multiple times already. It also lines up the moving averages on the chart. When price trades below those averages, the market is still technically bearish or neutral. So if bulls want to regain momentum, they need to push price above 0.00210, and that's where we need to hold it. If that happens, the next big level is above that. It's sitting around 0.00225. This was the previous spike high where sellers came in aggressively. Breaking that level would signal that the market may be ready for another expansion phase. And I wanted to bring to you the key support zones. Now let's talk about the most important level on this chart, and that is the support zone sitting around 0.00195 to 0.00198. This area has acted as strong demand multiple times. Every time price drops into this zone, buyers step in and push the market back up. That tells us something important. Large players are likely accumulating around this level. But there is also a risk here. If support gets tested too many times, eventually it weakens, and after a while, I'm just bringing it to you. After a while, you see these support levels. They break through these support levels, and then they become because it's done exhausted all the buying, all the buyers up. So eventually, you keep hitting it. You ain't got as many buyers each time, and then you fall and lose, and it breaks. The move down, and that when this happens, the move down can be very fast. And now let's talk about the compression pattern. Right now, the chart is forming a very tight pattern. Lower highs are forming above the market. While support remains relatively flat below, this creates what traders call a descending triangle. Descending triangles often signal that sellers are gaining control, but they also lead to powerful breakouts if buyers suddenly step in. This is why the current range is so important, because once the market breaks out of this triangle, the next move could be very aggressive. So let's cover the bullish scenario. If buyers can push the price above 0.00210, it would break the descending trend of lower highs. That could trigger momentum traders to jump back into the market. The next potential target would likely be 0.00220 up to 225. And if that level breaks as well, Zebec Network could start another strong rally phase. Because breaking previous highs often triggers FOMO buying. And we see this time and time again. Price start to rally, FOMO sets in, and then people's buying at higher, but they're chasing the pump, and they end up, it ends up bad unless you can confirm this is a breakout. People often get trapped and liquidated, and it ends up to be in a bad situation. So I wanted to bring that to your attention. And we're going to bring to you the bearish scenario. But we also have to consider the downside risk. If the price continues forming lower highs and eventually breaks below the 00195 support zone, that would confirm a bearish breakdown. In that case, the next support level could appear around 00190 and possibly even 00180. And that would mean the correction is not finished yet. Final thoughts, y'all. We're going to cover this. So right now, Zebec Network is sitting around inside of a critical range. And support is holding around 00195. Resistance is sitting around 00210. Whichever side breaks first will likely determine the next major move. So traders should watch this range very closely, because this compression finally ends. Because when it ends, the move could happen very quickly. So we could be headed down very quickly, or we could be running up very quickly. So I wanted to come and give you an update on this chart. Sorry about that. It keeps popping up there. But overall, on the 4-hour chart, we can see right here, we've been in a downward trend, but now we was starting to make higher highs within this channel here. Well, now we're breaking down, and we need to make a decision. We're gonna make a decision. You see how we run up here and hit the top of this trend line in this channel. We came back down, and we kind of consolidated for a little while. We pushed back up in this area of resistance here, making a lower high. So what we've done now, we came down into support and we're consolidating. So we're waiting on the next move. Is it going to be down further, or can we push up and get above these resistance levels up here and hold? So very critical moment for Zebec Network, overall market. Let's cover coin market. No, I ain't gonna do that. I ain't gonna do that. I was gonna see where's coin glass. Right there. You know, when it comes to fear and greed index, I would not suggest using coin market cap. I just wouldn't. Because on the fear and greed index, they so far off, it's unreal. It's very unreal. But you can see right here, we started, this is on the daily chart on coin glass. We started the day out at 0.02076, and we've pushed all the way down to 0.00201. Not looking good on the day. Overall market is bearish. Looking at Bitcoin, we did rally up to about 74,000. Right, we did. I think we did hit 74,000. Right at 74,000, liking a couple of dollars being 74,000. We'll call it 74,000, and got rejected. We pushed up over here above 70. You know, now we pushed down through these support zones, and now we're headed back up. We got rejected, making we wicked this time. This over here we got a candle up through. This time we only wicked up short-lived pump. We back down. So I'm looking for. We are making higher highs. Higher lows right here. Not necessary. Really a higher on the top side. It looks a little bit weaker down on the bottom side. So at some point we're gonna make a move in the market on Bitcoin. But it's looking like we could be headed back down some more. Got a lot more to go on Bitcoin. I did make a video on Bitcoin where it was going, my scenario of it. Now I could be totally wrong. Nobody really knows where the bottom of Bitcoin is going to be before we start back up in the next bull run cycle. So I wanted to come and cover Zebec with you, give you an update on the chart if you like the content. I'd ask each and every one of you to subscribe to the channel. Trying to build a channel here, if you would. Don't cost nothing to subscribe or hit that like button. Help me grow, help the channel grow. Nothing I can do. It's all. I can't grow, but y'all can help me grow. But I want to say God bless each and every one of you that do come and visit the channel, and we'll keep coming back, updating you here and there on Zebec. So, like I say, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and leave us a comment. We'll respond back, each and every one of you. Till next time, God bless you.